Hello, this is Mahesh Bhatt. This is Gurmeet Choudhary. This is Sapna Pabbi. And this is Ali Fazal. And you're watching us on Bollywood Hungama.
We have with us a very, very young and exuberant star cast of Khamoshiyan and a slightly younger Mahesh Bhatt with us. Huge pleasure to have you guys on Bollywood Hungama first of all. How do you just collaborate with Mahesh Bhatt? Because I think he's slightly younger than you. Do you agree with that or not, Ali Fazal?
Yeah, you know, that's the problem we had, you know, walking into these young kids these days. The Bhatts. I mean, how are you doing, yeah? Mahesh? Oh,
I'm about two years old and they're about 200 years old. 200.
You are 1 or 2 years younger. थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो रहा है actually.
हाँ नहीं, I think what you said is right, that when I'm with them I feel I'm in my company.
What are your thoughts, Gurmeet Choudhary? Your first film and that too with Mahesh Bhatt. I believe Mukesh Bhatt identified you, I think in SAFTA, I believe.
Not Mukesh, but actually Neelu auntie, Mukesh's wife. When I was doing TV, I was giving my best, you know. And I thought when you give your 200%, you know, in your work, हमेशा काम अच्छा होता है. और हमेशा टीवी में ये था कि यार कोई तो देख ले, कोई ऐसे जिसका बैकग्राउंड कुछ नहीं है, कोई तो प्रोड्यूसर, कोई डायरेक्टर, कोई तो देख ले और एक यू नो एक चांस मिल जाए. फाइनली मुकेश जी की वाइफ ने, नीलू आंटी ने देखा और 2 साल मुकेश जी को बोलते रहे इस लड़की को लॉन्च करो. एक दिन अवार्ड शो में मुझे अवार्ड मिला, मैं नीचे उतर रहा था, मुकेश जी ने देखा और नीलू आंटी जी ने बोला कि ये है गुरमीत. और 1 हफ्ते के बाद मुझे कॉल आ गया. तो क्या कहावत है कि
ऐसे बोला?
that is...
याद आए?
You got a first controversy.
Right. Mukesh Bhatt has got a first controversy of his life, I believe.
Yeah, अच्छा सीधा. Mukesh, वो देखो.
Sapna Pabbi, even I think you're coming from television. Fantastic, I think, performance in 24, first of all. You're coming into, I think, totally different avatar altogether because you played Anil Kapoor's daughter. You know, people have different perceptions and now you're playing this seductress. Left, right and center, you're just seducing Ali Fazal and Gurmeet Choudhary. So how's this entire dichotomy?
I had great fun in 24. They taught me a lot. And coming here, I was molded into this character by my director Karandara and Vikram sir and Bhattsaab, everybody, and it's great. I mean, I got to play so many different layers, and it's been fun. It's different to the role in 24, and I think every role that you're given, you should do it your best. You should do what the role is required. This role is the role of a seductress. It is the role of a mature woman, and you know she does play certain games, and she has lots of secrets. Hopefully, I think that's what we have done.
You and Bhattsaab came up with this formula post, I think, Zakhm, that you'll be working on primarily in terms of a formula of sex and great music and younger star cast. No big stars. Now, in a way, do you feel that Khamoshiyan is you're trying to just upgrade the level and because in terms of visually, I think it's very beautiful.
Khamoshiyan returns to the Raz original franchise, which had in its core a triangular drama, but there was the situation was one man and 2 women.
Right.
Here we have the women in the heart of the narrative, and there are 2 men. But the drama, the triangular drama, is fiercely alive even in this. And like Raz, we decided in this narrative to revisit the space of erotic, supernatural thriller space. Give it outstanding music, which we have succeeded.
Absolutely.
And succeeded brilliantly, and that's what Raz had. And we have got a young talent which will dazzle you, because I think what the times are clamoring for is performances have to be at par with the so-called the best in your business. And I, with great pride, say that they are excellent in the film in terms of their performance. Pace of the narrative is designed for the times we live in, because this is the age of attention deficit disorder. Anything that doesn't grab you in the very beginning of the film and keeps you hooked will not find takers. So this film has all that. Khamoshiyan is the way it has indicated to us from its by the audience's response to the music, has everything going to hit the bullseye like Raz did.
Debina, I think, is part of Khamoshiyan in a way as well.
See, I can't say anything right now, but for sure there's something. I mean, कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि एंड में पता चले या कुछ हो. Definitely, Debina, she's like my lucky charm and हमेशा कहीं ना कहीं उससे जुड़ा हुआ रहता हूँ, इसलिए देबिना का नाम भी यहाँ पे है.
नहीं, वो सब चीज़ें तो ठीक है, लेकिन Bheegh Loon I was seeing in the morning and the sort of attachment you seem to be having, मतलब you're literally attached to Sapna Pabbi actually. मतलब आप बहुत ही ज़्यादा engrossed आप हो चुके हैं एकदम totally.
Well, I have that kind of effect.
100% must be.
जब गाना इतना खूबसूरत हो और करण दारा है, भट्ट सब लोग रहते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप
बह जाते हैं आप.
हाँ, मतलब गाने के फ्लो में आप बह जाते हो. But
how did your wife react to it?
तो पहले शो के बाद में मालूम पड़ गया.
मतलब did she say that you are मतलब in terms of kissing and everything, did you share notes?
पहले कुछ बहुत सपोर्टिंग रही है देबिना, और जब परसों जब गाना हुआ तो रात को मैं आया बहुत खुश, तो तब भी बहुत सपोर्टिंग थी. उसके 2 घंटे के बाद आवाज़ आ रही थी बिल्डिंग से मेरे चिल्लाने की, सब वॉचमैन आ गए ऊपर, क्या हुआ साहब क्या हुआ. तो मैंने कहा कुछ नहीं, बीवी से मार खा रहा हूँ. हाँ, तो अच्छा, वो जब मार खाता हूँ तो एनर्जी आती है.
मतलब किस लिए कि मतलब that because of the kiss?
हाँ, नहीं मतलब वो भी एक्ट्रेस हैं, तो वो बोलती हैं कि अच्छा क्या क्या किया मुझे करके बताओ, मैं भी एक्शन.
Yeah, this is interesting. Bhattsaab, this is interesting. हाँ, please.
बस इतना ही है. अभी और कुछ कहूँगा तो देबिना देखिए दोबारा मैं मार खाऊंगा.
पतला लग रहा है.
पतला लग रहा है.
अच्छा, Ali Fazal, there were all these rumors that you and Sapna Pabbi, you are in a relationship. And when you're seeing Bheegh Loon,
You are what you hide.
yeah, exactly.
You are what you hide.
Exactly. तो मतलब when you see that,
ये हो रहा था.
अरे मैंने तो
नहीं, Bhattsaab, he came for an interview. He was sitting here itself.
अच्छा.
And during the interview said, Sapna Pabbi is there as well, and he was literally like very subtly he was plugging her as well. So now the question is, when you see Bheegh Loon and you see that sort of chemistry, do you feel a tinge of jealousy somewhere?
I do.
हाँ.
I do. I just told.
फॉक्स के ऑफिस में गए थे और वहाँ पर टेलीविजन पे गाना चल रहा था, तो उसने कहा कि भैया दिल तो आखिर दिल है, वो उसमें आग लगी जाती है. तो मैंने कहा भैया बड़ा डेंजरस ये है, it is life imitating cinema. It is life imitating cinema.
Don't glorify my simple words into poetry. It will sound like an affair.
Well, you told the wrong person.
मैंने ये नहीं कहा life imitating cinema.
Whatever.
Whatever.
This is what I said, because we have had a great journey over this film.
But it's still going on.
Which is still going on. It's
And
not
go
end.
on.
It's not end. It'll go on for.
ये हिट होने के बाद में हिट की पार्टियां होंगी.
Sequels की बात हो रही है already.
होगा, चलता रहेगा.
So I said, obviously, I mean, you suddenly feel possessive about a girl even if you just worked with someone.
Right.
Suddenly there's a song,
And यहाँ तो खैर मामला ही दूसरा है.
नहीं क्या? अच्छा आज ये एजेंडा है.
एजेंडा एजेंडा कुछ नहीं है. मतलब सच्चाई को एडमिट करने में क्या बुराई? क्यों बरसात? आप तो हमेशा सच्चाई के लिए आपने यू ऑलवेज
सच से भाग सकते,
छुप नहीं सकते. एग्जैक्टली.
भागे थकेंगे आप. इस तरह
अगर आप आज ऑन कैमरा आप दुनिया में 130 कंट्रीज बॉलीवुड हंगामा पीपल आर वाचिंग इट. सो उसमें एग्जैक्टली
सर मुझे लगता है गाना बजा दीजिए, अपनी फीलिंग वो आ जाती है.
कौन सी भीग लूं की खामोशी?
हमारे सारे गाने
नहीं, भीग लूं में दूसरा सेंटीमेंट आएगा.
नहीं भीग लूं नहीं,
भीग लूं में दूसरा सेंटीमेंट आएगा. मतलब उसमें आप स्पेसिफाई करिए प्लीज. ओके, सपना पब्बी, यू आर हैविंग रोमांटिक सीन्स विद बोथ Ali Fazal and Gurmeet Choudhary. Now when you see the visuals, whom do you think you're having like a better chemistry?
Today I'll say Ali.
Okay, now this is confirmed. This is confirmed only on Bollywood Hungama.
अबे आज तो वो बोल देती.
की बात कभी छुपती नहीं है. अंदर कौन जान रहा था ये कहाँ पे स्टॉप होगी.
Miss India moment. Oh, thank you very much for that. It looks very good on the freeze frame. 100%.
I didn't dip.
दिल की बात छुपती नहीं.
अरे मेरी जान dip नहीं.
मेरी जान. ये तो अगर टेलीविजन में होता तो रिपीट में हो जाता वो. मेरी जान. Right. I think this is going to be your first, I think, big commercial success. I'm saying it on camera right now. Because you've done a Fukre, you've been part of other films, but I think the way you are being presented, because the way Bhatt's present, I think it's going to be your first success actually in a big way. So कहीं ना कहीं उसमें सच्चाई तो होनी चाहिए ना.
He is very good in the film. इसका मैंने फर्स्ट हाफ तो देखा है और मैंने कहा कि जिस फिल्म में हीरो के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से फिल्म से आपकी इतनी इंटेंस इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो जाती है, उसकी कहानी मतलब सही है, इसकी परफॉर्मेंस बड़ी ईमानदार है। और ये
I think he's always been a good, very
ये
fine actor.
थोड़ा सा बददिमाग किस्म का लड़का है, इसके दिमाग को हम ठीक करेंगे बाद में, मगर है अच्छा एक्टर।
All right, Gurmeet Choudhary, you've said that I think Yash Chopra ji told you once when I think you were very very young that there has been Shah Rukh Khan who has come from television and he has made it so big. So you should do what you're doing right now. So somewhere, what exactly was the words of Chopra ji when he said all that stuff to you?
See, I was very young. I was like, I was 18 and I got Yash ji's number and उनको मैंने कॉल लगा दिया और यश जी ने फ़ोन उठाया, बोला हाँ, मैंने सर मैं गुरमीत बोल रहा हूँ, मैं एक्टर हूँ, मैं एक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ। और उन्होंने कहा कि आ जाओ ऑफिस में, और मैंने बोला सर ऑफिस कहाँ है? यश आज मैं आ जाओ सर, एड्रेस बताएंगे, और मैंने उनसे बाकायदा एड्रेस लिखा, उन्होंने बताया, ऑफिस गया और
इतनी बेवकूफ़ी की?
हाँ सर, बहुत छोटा था सर वो, 18-19 साल का, तब जुनून था ऐसे ही। तो गया ऑफिस में और कहा कि सर मुझे फिल्म करना और तो मुझे कुछ सूझता नहीं है। तो उन्होंने एक बात कही कि गुरमीत, सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल शाहरुख खान का है कि कोई बैकग्राउंड ना होते हुए भी आज वो सुपरस्टार है। तो शुरुआत उन्होंने टीवी से की थी। अगर तू टीवी से स्टार्ट करता है और आने वाले कुछ सालों में टीवी बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है, तो इतने शिद्दत से काम कर, इतनी मेहनत से काम कर कि लोगों को तू पसंद आए, ऑडियंस को पसंद आए, तो फिर पीछे मुड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो बस यश जी की वो बात मानी और फिर टीवी स्टार्ट किया।
Fantastic. Talia. You know, sir, I was in South Africa during the SAFTA Awards. The sort of hangama that happened when he came in. मतलब we were like, कौन आ गया यार? मतलब people are crazy over there in terms of television. I think the sort of reach which is there actually, it's amazing. But a friend of mine, I was just speaking to him a short while back, and he was saying that music of Khamoshiyan is excellent, but maybe theatrical जो है, it did not appeal to me that much somewhere. Do you have feel somewhere that maybe there will be more dialogue promos and everything as the release approaches? Do you feel that?
हाँ, because हमारा कैंपेन तो अब शुरू हमने 3 रोज पहले किया है, and we have very cleverly orchestrated a kind of a marketing strategy in terms of first entering the landscape with the locomotive, which is music, and we first sampled it through the audio space, not the visual space, and then we chose to enter with our communication units. The trailer was released very well. Uske baad mein we consciously took a pause, and now with the kind of response we have got for Bheegh Loon, and the music now, as I was driving here, I spoke to the Sony marketing head, and he said that we have struck gold.
The music is excellent.
No, but when you strike gold with music, that means the strategy is working. And now we are about 25 days away, 20 days away from the release, and I feel that we will now introduce into the landscape what is called the dialogue communication.
Right.
And so that the feel of the film is conveyed. And I think Bheegh Loon has the song which she sings, which celebrates the female sexual desire and not looks at a woman through the male gaze, has done a phenomenal has created phenomenal impact. I mean, yesterday we had figures of 2 lakh plus after it was introduced.
No, absolutely, it's a beautiful
track. So I think there is a kind of a strategy. We do not believe that we should go berserk on entry like people normally do. Our buzz is rising, and we are certain that we will be able to create a stir nationwide, worldwide before we open on 30th of January. This is what we have decided.
Right.
And we will leave no stone unturned. Is that right?
Right, sir.
Sapna Pabbi, as Bhattsaab said, Bheegh Loon, a song about sexuality of a woman. Now, considering that you've been from, I think you've lived in Britain for quite a bit of time. When you're doing a song like this and the sort of specification that Bhattsaab has given, now the way it's perceived in India that how women should be just portraying their sexuality is different from maybe what it is in UK, for example. Now, when you're just performing that song, so what was your state of mind while doing it?
Effortless. I think female sexuality is very effortless, and it's all-rounded. It's not just about the body. sexuality. It's about the mind now as well. So if you're comparing it with the female sexuality perception of England compared with India, I don't think there's that much of a difference anymore. I think it's growing much closer. I think the fact that we talk about female sexuality, female sexuality, female sexuality, female sexuality here a lot, and we highlight it in many different ways, that doesn't help it grow. In fact, it highlights the fact that we need to highlight it because possibly there's some taboo attached to it, when there isn't.
But it works at the box office as well.
Yeah, it works, but it should be effortless. It is effortless now. It doesn't need to be highlighted as much. It doesn't need to be as taboo or perceived that way. And I think the less we talk about it and the less we just let it flow.
Khamoshiyan maintained rehna chahiye.
Yes. It's going to grow and it's going
What
to be.
she says is very important.
It's accepted now.
Yeah,
it's not something that we need to constantly focus on or talk about or highlight or perceive negatively or even positively. It's there.
It's there.
It's just there. It's
Okay,
part of
and-
everyday life.
Right,
It's
right.
part of everyday life here or
No, it's
there.
not exactly a part of everyday life in India per se. The way it is.
It is, it's the
many
conditioning
times,
that's
the things are
Yeah.
just shoved under carpet and.
Exactly, that's what I'm
under-
saying.
yeah.
We say they are shoved under carpets.
We prefer it like that. That's
prefer
how-
saying it like that.
We
Yeah,
prefer it
yeah,
saying like that,
exactly.
exactly.
Prefer saying it like that.
Because the sort of population we have.
I think the more importance we pay it, I think negativity drives out of it.
It's a matter of perception. How
Yeah.
it is in UK it is different, and how it is in India it's different. So, objectively speaking, not judging it at all.
What you said actually, the argument wins the moment you realize that your film is titillating a bunch of people. The fact that it works is because of we are sliding. But we want to go there and feel
Ali Fazal
safe.
comes to the rescue of.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
No, but I'm making a point. I mean, we go to the
100%.
theatre, we
No,
watch.
but the forbidden fruit syndrome has always worked. I mean,
Yeah.
there is, don't do that, don't go there, that hush around the word sex, which makes it so tantalizing.
Absolutely.
But what she is saying individually is, what I understand, that things have changed. In the 21st century, beginning when we made Raz, there was fuck used in a dialogue which was bleeped out by the censor.
Right.
But in this film, she uses the word fuck as a normal day-to-day kind of expression of anger, and the censor passed it.
Right.
Now, that means it has now become a part. Doesn't mean that just because you use that word, you suddenly become a very modern person. But now people are accepting a certain way of life and a way of thinking as a part of your day-to-day
Absolutely.
existence. That's what she says. Put it.
When a movie is passed by censors, still the sort of backlash the way PK has received in the recent times, Haider the way it has received in recent times. Do you feel somewhere that Khamoshiyan within the industry on such protests just gives more fanning to this fire as well somewhere?
I don't think that the kind of opposition that we faced years ago is being faced by the filmmakers today. In a way, we contributed largely for the freedom that filmmakers enjoy today. We had to wage solitary battles on our own without the support of the industry, and we did it. And in the process created this kind of landscape where younger filmmakers can have a field day. I don't think that Khamoshiyan will have the kind of hostile reception from any interest group, because everybody is wise enough to understand that ever since man has stepped into the digital wonder world,
Right.
the content that is being consumed by the younger demographics is far more shocking than what we can possibly put onto the silver screen. Unless somebody pretends to be injured, there's a orchestrated hurt which is manufactured for ulterior, by people to achieve ulterior their own goals.
When a movie like Haider or PK faces, I'm saying about that. When a movie has been passed by censor board and the way all these, जिस तरीके से PK का भी हुआ है, and that so many cinema halls have been vandalized and so much of things have happened somewhere.
It's not for the first time. Faridoon and
Exactly.
It's not for the last
Exactly,
time.
right.
It happened when Zakham was released. Halls were vandalized in 1998. But most of us have had to fight lonely battles. And yes, when it happened with Haider was an audacious film, and one did once bid to talk with the ministry and tell them that, look, if there's any attempt being made by the government of the day to kind of rein the content once it's being given us clearance from the censor
By the
board,
censor
you will
board.
have the wrath of the film industry at your doorstep.
Right.
And fortunately, they were intelligent enough to see that the content was no way injurious to the morale of the armed forces as it was suggested, or to the larger national interest. That's a word that they use to kind of stifle free speech. But I think these, what you're talking about, the silences of the industry come from one bitter truth that most of the filmmakers feel, that when their neck is on the block, the other keeps quiet. And that has been the bane of the film industry, right? Like if my life is under fire today from the underworld, it's because I've vociferously stood up and spoken that if there is a threatening call that you receive from the underworld, you need to put your force with the police. That is your duty, and that's the only way you'll be able to deal with these rogue elements. Now, that makes you vulnerable, but that's the path I have chosen, and I've chosen it all alone.
For Arakshan, we spoke to you when Arakshan happened.
Yeah.
But why is it that Mahesh Bhatt is a lonely voice most of the times?
Well, that's the way I was made, and I always felt that if what concerns him concerns me, because I may feel that his right of speech, when it's violated, is not impacting me, but actually it is, because what's going to happen to him today is going to happen to me tomorrow. So the industry that way has not been wise enough to wake up and realize that when liberty is kind of trampled anywhere, it hurts everyone. And well, I think fortunately the courts have clearly spelled it out. And that once the film has been given a censor certificate, there's no way you can ask for cuts or pull it out. Go to the legal institutions which are there and get your voice heard from there. But this seems to be a nightmare that keeps revisiting us. And this is not for the last time you're seeing this happen.
Fantastic. And finally, on a huge demand from the entire Khamoshiyan star cast, Bhattsaab has consented to sing the Khamoshiyan title track for all of us. So I think huge round of applause from all of you, first of all. Aapki insistence mein matlab
Yes. Thank you, Bhattsaab.
दो लाइनें हैं from Khamoshiyan title track.
This is making somebody sing under gunpoint. You know?
Alia Bhatt told me in an interview that you should make my father sing. He sings very well. That's where the voice is coming from.
क्या उस गली में कभी तेरा जाना हुआ, जहां से जमाने को गुजरे जमाना हुआ, मेरा समय तो वहीं पे ठहरा हुआ, बताऊं तुम्हें क्या मेरे साथ क्या क्या हुआ.
Fantastic.
खामोशियां एक साज है, तुम धुन को हिलाओ जरा. खामोशियां आकाश है, तुम उड़ने तो आओ जरा. Freedom, freedom, freedom.
Fantastic. On that wonderful note, thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama, and wonderful talking to you once again, Bhattsaab, and looking forward to Khamoshiyan and all the best wishes for that.
Thank you.
And we hope that it's a huge success. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's all we are from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching. Hi, this is Faridoon Shahryar. For the most interesting celebrity interviews, do subscribe to Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.